the smiling critters could potentially still be alive. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing some secret evidence that was found within the Poppy Playtime map that could prove this. And if this is true, it could change the way we look at the story of Chapter 3 entirely. So if that sounds good to you, grab your popcorn and a drink and let's go ahead and dive in. So for starters, we were told by Dogday that all of the other smiling critters outside of him are now dead. But if you look at this video here shown on screen, maybe pause this one and go ahead and look how I disprove that. In Chapter 3, we get a glimpse of the mini smiling critters, but these are just toy versions of the real things. The only smiling critters that we see with our eyes are Dogday and Catnap, which we're believed that both of them are now dead. But what if I told you the rest of the smiling critters, including these two, could potentially still be around? Let's start with Dogday. We stumble across Dogday in the play care, except for he's missing his entire torso. He explains that he's the last smiling critter left after the rest of them went after Catnap and rebelled. But I'm not sure that Dogday's entirely telling the truth about this. Listen to his voice when he pauses for a second, saying,
"I am the last of the smiling critters."
One of my theories is that Dogday is protecting the rest of the smiling critters. And if you look at Dogday's bio, this could further back that theory. After all, Dogday is the sunny, strong, and determined leader of the critters. They trust him to find the bright side in any situation and have a friendly word of encouragement should they feel down. He'll always keep his friends going no matter what, which in my opinion means there is no way he is going to be the last one to die. And he mentions that there are a million pairs of eyes on us right now, obviously referring to the mini smiling critters. Now, why does Dogday say this? I mean, if we've made it this far, he knows that we've come in contact with them already. I believe that Dogday intentionally says that he's the last remaining smiling critter in order to relay that message from the mini smiling critters back to Catnap so he stops looking for them. Now, take a look at my brother's video here on the screen. Notice there's a secret area that we never saw in Chapter 3 at all. There's even switches and levers, as if there was supposed to be some type of chase scene down here that was removed from the game. Now my question to you is this where the smiling critters are hiding? If not, why on earth would this even be in the game? Something important is definitely going on here, and my theory is, in the next chapter, it will be revealed that this is the exact location of at least one, if not two, smiling critters that survived. Now, I discussed in the last video why I believe that two of them could possibly be alive. When you listen to each of the smiling critters' cutouts, you'll notice that there are two critters that you hear no screams at the end. One of those critters happens to be Bearhug, who mentions that she's very lonely. This means that she's been left behind somewhere within the play care, most likely being separated from the other smiling critters, which makes sense. That's why Dogday does not necessarily account for her even being alive anymore. I believe she was separated sometime after the Hour of Joy and is still in hiding. Now, the next smiling critter that you do not hear any screams in their voice lines is Piggy. Piggy is interesting in the fact that she mentions wanting to eat the different meats that represent each of her smiling critter counterparts. She mentions that she starts off by eating roast beef, and then grilled chicken, seared elephant, and filleted unicorn, implying that she ate Kickin' Chicken, Bubba Fent, and Crafty Corn. But I don't think it's that simple, and let me tell you why. For one, if you go back to Chapter 1, when we're getting chased through the vents by Huggy Wuggy, notice there are plenty of markings on the wall. These markings look exactly like something that Crafty Corn would have come up with. And if you listen to Crafty Corn's voice lines, she looks to be getting into an argument with somebody who she didn't want to share with, claiming that they seem to be keeping more red from them, insinuating that they took one of her colors. But notice, at the end of her voice lines, she screams, but I don't think it's out of being attacked or killed, but instead, she lost her mind. Now, this is important. This same scream sounds similar to the one in the Smiling Critters cartoon. Notice, we thought this entire time that the screamings from the voice lines in the cardboard cutouts were what happened to the Smiling Critters, looking like it led to their demise. But what if these screams are just them losing their minds similar to the cartoon? Notice, in the cartoons, after the Smiling Critters inhale the red gas by Catnap, they start to scream just like this before the lights go out, and they eventually look like they're dying. However, I believe that this Crafty Corn voice line makes things a little bit more interesting. As mentioned earlier, there is proof that she could potentially still be alive, meaning if that is the case, this voice line doesn't insinuate death, but instead insinuates them losing their minds. And if Crafty Corn is still alive, that means that Piggy didn't eat the filleted unicorn, which again changes the narrative, and I believe that Mob Games selected those voice lines to make Piggy seem like she ate her friends. However, I just think this Piggy is just so hungry that she's willing to eat anything, but it doesn't mean that she did it. Now, of course, you can bring up the horrifying screams from the other Smiling Critters, at least the ones that have them in their voice lines, but I just have a feeling that Mob Games selectively put these voice lines to throw us off, as the only voice line that is definitive is Dogday's, as you can clearly hear him losing his legs. But again, as I said earlier, I think that he's protecting his friends. As the leader, he put his life on the line in order to save others. And if you go back to the middle centerpiece of the play care, it's interesting that Dogday says fetch. I translate it as a way of getting his friends to leave the area, thus once again protecting them and putting his life on the line. Now guys, I know this is an unpopular theory, and I'd love to hear your opinion as well. But how interesting would it be if the Smiling Critters are actually hidden somewhere in this cave underneath the play care? And my brother's video uncovered so much more than we could ever have imagined. Anyways guys, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'd love to hear your theories on this exact topic. Please comment down below some of your favorites, as later on today, we're also going to be giving out one copy of the game. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and turn on your bell notifications, because it will be released inside of the community tab. So again guys, thank you for all the love and support. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of this series, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace out!